5 real-life stories that will inspire you this year. Introduction: The power of stories. Every year begins with hope, dreams, and the desire for something better. But staying motivated through the challenges of daily life is not always easy. We all need reminders that resilience, courage, and kindness can transform even the darkest moments into growth lessons. The most powerful reminders come not from theories but from stories, real-life examples of people who faced adversity and found a way forward. This essay will explore 5 real-life stories inspiring you to live with more courage and purpose this year. These stories span diverse experiences: overcoming poverty, facing disability, persevering through loss, discovering hidden strengths, and choosing kindness. Each offers lessons that can guide you in your daily struggles. Story 1: The Girl Who Studied Under Streetlights. A life of scarcity. Anaya grew up in a small village where electricity was unreliable and her family struggled to make ends meet. School was a luxury. She walked miles daily with worn-out shoes to attend. When night fell, her house had no electricity, leaving her unable to study at home. But Anaya had a dream. She wanted to become a teacher. So she found a way. She sat under a nearby streetlight each evening, balancing her books on her lap while the world around her slept. People often mocked her determination, calling her efforts futile. The turning point. Years later, her persistence paid off. Anaya won a scholarship, completed her degree, and returned to her village as a teacher and a symbol of resilience. Today, she empowers children in similar conditions, proving that where there is determination, there is always a path forward. Lesson for daily life. Anaya's story teaches us the importance of perseverance in scarcity. No matter how small the step, progress comes from consistency. When you feel like giving up this year, remember that the light you need may already be around you. You need to be willing to sit under it. Story 2: The Veteran Who Learned to Walk Again. A Shattered Life. Michael, a soldier, lost both legs in combat. Returning home, he felt stripped of dignity and purpose. Simple things like getting out of bed became monumental challenges. Depression consumed him as he thought, "My life is over." But one day, watching his young daughter try to take her first steps, something clicked. If she could fall and stand again, so could he. The long climb back. Michael committed to rehabilitation. It was excruciating: hours of physical therapy, painful setbacks, and endless frustration. But slowly, with prosthetics, he learned to walk and run. Eventually, he competed in marathons, raising awareness for veterans. The ripple effect. Michael's journey inspired thousands. His resilience became a beacon for others struggling with disability or trauma, showing them that life doesn't end with loss, it transforms. Lesson for daily life. Michael's story reveals the power of resilience and purpose. We may not all face physical disabilities, but each of us faces challenges that feel insurmountable. This year, when difficulties knock you down, let Michael's perseverance remind you, falling is not the end, it's part of the climb. Story 3: The Widow Who Turned Grief into Service. A heartbreaking loss. Lena lost her husband to a sudden illness. For months, she lived in darkness, unable to cope with the emptiness. Friends tried to comfort her, but nothing filled the void. She asked herself, why keep going? One day, she remembered her husband's kindness, saying, "Help others even if it's small." With trembling steps, Lena began volunteering at a local shelter. At first, it felt like a distraction, but soon it became her lifeline. Healing through service. By helping others, Lena found healing for herself. She formed bonds with people facing homelessness and despair, realizing that while her pain was unique, suffering was universal. Through compassion, she rebuilt her life. Today, she runs a nonprofit supporting widows and families in crisis. Lesson for daily life. Lena's story shows the transformative power of compassion. In your moments of grief or hardship this year, remember that healing often comes through giving. By lifting others, we lift ourselves. Story 4: The Child Who Built Solutions. A creative mind in adversity. Arjun, a 12-year-old boy from a poor neighborhood, watched his mother struggle to cook on a smoky stove, making her cough constantly. Instead of accepting this as usual, he began tinkering with metal scraps, wires, and old bottles. Despite having no formal training, he spent nights building prototypes until he created a low-cost, smokeless stove powered by solar energy. His invention won recognition from local authorities, and today it benefits hundreds of families in his community. The bigger picture. What makes Arjun's story extraordinary isn't just his invention, it's his mindset. Where others saw problems, he saw possibilities. His creativity transformed daily hardship into innovation. Lesson for daily life? Arjun's story teaches us that innovation comes from curiosity and persistence. Whatever your struggles this year, ask, why me? And what can I do? Sometimes the smallest creative ideas can spark significant changes. Story 5. The Stranger Who Chose Kindness, a Moment on the Edge. Sophia stood on a bridge one cold night ready to end her life. The pain she carried felt unbearable, as she believed no one would miss her. Just as she prepared to step forward, a stranger noticed her tears. He didn't shout or call the police, he stopped and said, "Are you okay? Do you want to talk?" That simple act of kindness saved her life. The stranger walked her to safety, listened without judgment, and reminded her that she mattered. A life reclaimed. Years later, Sophia became a counselor for others struggling with depression. She often says, "That stranger's kindness gave me a second chance at life. Now I want to pass it on." Lesson for daily life? Sophia's story reminds us of the incredible power of small kindnesses. You may never know the impact of your smile, words, or presence. This year, be intentional about kindness. It might save someone's life. Bringing it all together. These 5 stories share different circumstances: poverty, disability, grief, innovation, and depression, but they all point to one truth: human strength and kindness can create transformation. The lessons are clear. 1. Perseverance turns impossibility into reality. 2. Resilience helps us rise when life knocks us down. 3. Compassion heals both giver and receiver. 4. Creativity transforms problems into opportunities. 5. Kindness, even the smallest act, can save lives. Conclusion. Inspiration for your year ahead. In 2025 and beyond, life will bring challenges. Some days will feel overwhelming, others discouraging. But these stories remind us that within each of us lies the capacity to endure, create, love, and inspire. As you move through this year, let Anaya's persistence, Michael's resilience, Lena's compassion, Arjun's creativity, and Sophia's kindness guide you. Let their examples remind you that no struggle is final, no act of love is wasted, and no step forward is too small. When you feel like giving up, remember, the most inspiring stories are not written by extraordinary people, but by ordinary people who choose extraordinary actions. And this year, your actions could be the inspiration someone else needs.